Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rochelle and I am doing a reading for the collective, starting with some prosperity dust. So, I recently had a pretty bad health scare and it culminated yesterday into the moment of truth. And I'm happy to say that the results came back negative. What was interesting about it is that my reaction, I did not expect to have the reaction I did, which was a lot of tears and a lot of what feels like grief. And I'm calling it relief grief. I've never really experienced this in this way before. And so I've just been processing, just all of it. And so I thought I would do a reading on this because grief is something that most of us have experienced in various forms at different times in our lives. And so this reading, or this spread, is called Relief Grief When the Hard Thing is Over. So I'm going to start with a couple of angel cards. We've got trust. We have an angel with a unicorn. The angel is feeding the unicorn, feeding the magic. And beauty. We have an angel with the great feather duster. It's actually a flower. Trust in beauty. Trust in the beauty. There's beauty within trust. There's magic within trust. So let me go to my trusty Osho Zen Tarot. I'm going to start with what just ended or resolved for you. We just had the full moon in Libra yesterday. My readings are timeless. So, if you catch this at any other time, it's fine. Everything is cyclical. And we all have things that end eventually, right? So what just ended or resolved for you? We've got 9 of rainbows, ripeness. It was another notable thing yesterday. As I was driving home, there was a giant rainbow. It was beautiful. It was like, that felt magical. Past lives. This is the moon card in other decks. Pisces energy, also Cancerian. It just ended or resolved. Beyond illusion. This is judgment, Scorpio energy. This ripeness. It's funny. It's like, what resolved was, I don't know, whatever was growing, whatever was being worked on, created, whatever energy was going into something has come to fruition. We see the fruit, I guess it's an apple, falling from the tree. This ripeness is, is something that had been building is finally ready. It's finally ready to enjoy. There's a sweetness here. A sweetness to the outcome. And that's the thing with past lives. The moon can be what's hidden or distorted. It can speak to fears. But in this case, especially in this case with past lives, there's been sort of a reckoning, a review, because what was being grown, worked on, worked out, involved some serious reflection on, we have all these people. If you can see, there's a bunch up in here, and this looks kind of like a womb, right? I think they intentionally drew it this way, where this is a womb, and then we have the birth canal, and then we have others down here. And we have two lizard salamander things on either side. It's interesting because salamanders represent protection from the fire. And they are kind of red. They are like kind of fire looking. It's like protection. The ring of fire. That's a real thing. Anybody who's given birth, not cesarean section, but the usual way, will understand the ring of fire. This is, there's a protection here within there's a birthing that has happened, that is in process maybe. And there are a lot of people involved. This could be literal past lives if you're into that kind of thing. If not, this is just, the different versions of yourself, or different times in your life, and the people that were involved during those times. Some stay, some go. And beyond illusion, because of what just ended or resolved, there's a clarity that's coming in beyond illusion. The moon can speak about illusion, what's distorted, what's hidden. And now there's a clear sight. There's an ability to see because of this ripeness. And there's a major transformation because of this. There's the butterfly, the face within the butterfly. And a literal transformation of the self. And really tapping in, tuning in, being more connected to the third eye than ever before. There's a crystallization of the ability to see, to use that third sense. Third? Why did I say third? I don't know. Something about the third sense. Whichever one that is. The sixth sense. I mean, I read, and I don't know what I haven't really looked into this, but I read that there's way more than 5 senses. Like in our physical world. It's like 19 or 32 or something. I need to look more into that. But going with the sixth sense here, there is a huge transformation because of this process, because of going through the squeeze, I call it. Things get tough. Things get really tough in life sometimes. And going through it can feel so intense and feel like it's just never going to end. And we're just getting pushed through a tiny little funnel, and it's like we feel like we can't handle any more pressure, and then we get more pressure, and more things happen, and more things come in. But we eventually make it through. We make it out the other side, and we are transformed because of it. We are changed. We are different. And for many of us on the spiritual path, we are a better version of ourselves. A more, I don't want to say better, we're a more awakened version of ourselves. this also has to do with self-reliance, learning to be reliant on yourself, learning to go within, to face your fears. And that is what is bringing you out the other side, to be able to see more clearly. So why are you still not okay? Even though there's all of this understanding, having gone, like walked through the fires, the fires of hell. Even though you were protected, you made it out the other side. Why are you still not okay? Which is okay to be not okay. Why are you still not okay? Let me go with the right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the light seers. Why are you still not okay? 5 of Cups in reverse. 8 of Cups in reverse. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Because you understand that in order to fully integrate what you have been through, to fully come to terms with things, you need to circle back. I don't know what let's see. I don't know. What is this 8 of Cups about? What are we circling back to? 3 of Wands in reverse. Some kind of delay. 2 of Wands in reverse. Delay because of not knowing what to choose. Feeling unclear about a direction to go. Oh, okay. The World. We have fixed signs here. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Tell me more about this 5 of Cups in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. 9 of Wands in reverse. The Moon. The Moon again. See, this is a slow process. Just because you get a final resolution to something doesn't mean that your emotional body, even your physical body, is done processing. There's an integration that needs to happen. And you're moving very slowly here because there's a feeling of defeat that you are grappling with. And you've had to do some kind of deep dive here. You've kind of been pushed down into the depths of your emotions. And it's so interesting. I'm just noticing this. We have 2 wolves. We have the dark and the light on either side. And the Moon smack in the center, which is the intuition, feelings, emotions, right? This is the shadow and the light. And you've had to just go deep into all of it. And you had to try on a feeling of defeat. And there could be a certain amount of defeat. Of feeling like you just want to lay on the ground and never get up again. But you are also strong. You are also, you've had to face something that is, it has brought you in touch with a part of yourself that you may not have even known existed. You may not have known how strong you actually were. And so you're making amends. You are coming to terms. You are resolving any kind of regret or remorse. You're feeling better. slowly, slowly, because you're letting yourself process. And you understand that it's unclear. It's maybe it's been like because of going through this growth process, there was a lot that you needed to come to terms with, not knowing one way or another, just kind of being in everything and feeling like there's a delay. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what direction I'm going to find myself going in. And here's the grand finale, which is bringing you back, maybe back to yourself. Show me one more about this Eight of Cups. Two of Swords. Yeah, see where this is beyond illusion. Where the blindfold was on, now the blindfold comes off. Where you felt like you were being pulled in all different directions, now you are able to release the strings, the ropes that bound you, that were pulling on you. Release those crazy. This is the mind getting away from you. It's like by doing the deep dive, you've gained control over your mind. And so you're circling back. You're circling back to where you started, but from a different, you have a different understanding now, because with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, now you get to rebuild. Now you're seeing, you're not in a place of victimhood anymore, feeling like a victim. See, this person is feeling sad, head down, and there's a key here. They can get into the door or get out of however, in or out. They have the choice, but they're not noticing. In reverse, it's like seeing, okay, I have control of myself. I can choose. I've always had the choice. Tell me more. The Hierophant. Taurus energy. Because you have a way out now. A way out, a way up. You see so clearly. You've been stripped of all the things that defined you. And through this process, all of that became irrelevant. This guy, he's wearing a t-shirt. He's not wearing shoes. He's just, he's not concerned about anything except what he knows is at the top of those stairs. He's been to the top of those stairs. He's glimpsed the divine and the joy and delight on this guy's face is next level. This is my favorite Hierophant card. Page of Swords in reverse. King of Wands. Yeah, see, even in the understanding, even glimpsing the divine, there's still this human part. There's still this feeling of like wanting to throw a tantrum, feeling unsure of what direction to go, and so just trying to go in all directions at once. And it's like a feeling of like spinning your wheels. There's that part, that scared little kid that's just like, this is stupid, this is unfair, this makes no sense. It's like railing against reality. And this King of Wands here is my hell yes guy. It's not a hell yes, it's a no. It's like finally being given the clarity And there's a part of you that is like still mad at having to go through the process in the first place. But it's also put you in your power. It's really helped to bring into clarity what you really want, what's really important, versus what can just fall by the wayside, because it's not worth your attention, your time. We might have, there's Leo going on here, specifically all fire signs, particularly Leo though. We also have air signs here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but with the lion there. Leo energy, you know, it's about like rising up, being the authority in your own life, understanding that you have had access to the key the whole time, coming out of the pity party, the wallowing. You needed to go through that. That's a part of grief. You know, people, it's like grief is such an interesting thing because, you know, when we think of grief, we think of like sobbing in the corner, right? I know this is true for me. But there are different stages of grief. And there's the anger part of grief. That's what this is. This is the anger. But there's also the acceptance. The understanding that sometimes shit happens and it's hard, but if we take that opportunity, it can transform us. So I'm going to take the rest of this over to the extended on Ko-fi. I'm going to have the link in the description box below. I'm going to look at what the tears are actually releasing. What you get to feel now that the weight is lifting. And what wants to grow in the space that opened up. So, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah.